Hello everyone, my name's Asia. I'm a Shamanic High Priestess, a psychic medium, and a Shamanic Reiki Master. People that don't know me, I was gifted the name the Heart Welder. And for those of you who do, will probably laugh a little bit at that. I was a welder for about 7 years. Longer than that, but working in the field for 7 years. Anyways, I now practice healing modalities of many different kinds, and I work with people on a daily basis. And what I wanted to talk about today was actually what's going on in the world. So if anyone has been a client of mine knows that I talk about this quite a bit. It's really important that we know what's happening around us and on an energetic level and a spiritual level as well. What I wanted to say is that the information that I'm sharing is from a shamanic perspective, but also a spiritual perspective. So it's not coming from a religion or anything like that. And I hope that people will listen and open up and wake up. Because most of all, that's what we need right now, especially. So what is going on in the world? Well, I mean, aside from global panic and fear, the world is shifting. It's been shifting for many years now from a lower vibrational state to a new higher vibrational state. Now, if everything is energy, that means that the energy is shifting and changing. And what this does is it affects everything. It affects people, the animals, the earth, the weather. It literally affects everything. People don't know really that this is happening unless they are involved in, this type of community. What I'd like to say about that is this. When we're going through changes, we often shift into a higher vibration during those states when we're receiving healing. Healing of yourself is the most important thing that we can do in a time like this right now. People are underestimating the power we have. My goal is to personally bring forth this idea that we are creators and that we all have control in some way. And what are you doing right now that is supporting this madness, this insanity that is going on right now? There is something that is famously said, and it is a quote and a belief system almost of, if everything is just a projection of your own reality, if everyone, every person and everything is just a projection of your reality, then what is that saying about what's going on within you that is reflecting back to you in this world right now? That's a deep concept that I don't expect everybody to understand or even fully absorb, especially the first time you hear it. I've been doing deep soul work for the last 2 years with myself and my partner. And that concept has constantly come through in almost every aspect of my healing. There is a famous prayer called Ho'oponopono, and it is a self-forgiveness prayer. And it is super powerful, and I think that it's really important in this time to share it. And basically, it's just forgiving and bringing love to this situation, no matter what it is, but especially yourself. This prayer goes like this. Dear blank, your name, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. You can say this whenever you want. You can hold it in meditation. You can use it whenever you want, at any time you want, and it will have an effect. What I've come to understand about being a healer is that each person that I am working with, there is something within them that I am also healing or have healed. And, or even if we get deeper into it, have healed from other lifetimes. I've been doing past life work for the last year and a half, almost every day. I've gone through thousands of other lifetimes of my own and seen so many interesting things that make up every facet of my being. It has given me a deep understanding of why I am the way I am, for things that I never had understanding for, and always a lot of questions around. Why do I react this way? Where does it come from? If it isn't from this lifetime and you don't have any experiences with it, that means it's either from another lifetime, or possibly it was passed down to you from your family, or even society. What's happening in the world right now is we're shifting from basically a 3D and 5D consciousness, 4D consciousness as well, as a global scale. It's happening, whether we know it or not. The earth is forcing us to shift. The time has come to let go of these types of densities and these lower energies go. And these aren't all negative, bad things. They're things that happened in the past, that haven't been resolved, that live not only within us, but also in our world. And this is where that mirroring comes in. So many people in the last year, 2019, was not a great year for most people. People who aren't even spiritual or do any type of healing work, just your everyday person living life. A lot of people had a hard time last year. And I personally felt a lot of shifting. I was doing this work, but it was really heavy. It was not easy. It was messy, painful. It's had consequences. I've learned a lot of deep, great lessons from doing that work. But now it's happening globally. People are experiencing these physical symptoms of things that have really just stored, trapped emotions and traumas, whether it's from this lifetime or not, whether it's from you or not. We're all being forced to raise our vibration, and in doing that, we have to let go of these lower energies to support these new energies to come in, to fulfill us, to help us transform. The earth needs us most right now to be doing this. I journey all the time on things to help the earth and the world and people, just to see, also it's all within myself. I'm journeying every day. And that's a form of meditation for those of you who don't know. It's a shamanic practice. Basically, the simplest way to really make a difference is to heal yourself. Because if everything is just a projection of your reality, what can you do to change that? Self-healing is the simplest, easiest thing to do. And I asked Mother Earth, what is it that people can do to help in this situation right now? And I was given the most simple answer. It blew my mind. And I've heard it before. Before I ever got into healing, I've heard it from many gurus, many famous healers out there. And it's simple. All we have to do to start bringing things back into balance is to bring ourselves in balance. And the easiest way and most simple way for us to do this is to start meditating 2 times a day for 20 minutes each. And in that meditation, just breathe. breathing. That's it. That's all. That is so fucking simple. Like, man, if we could all do this right now, and I don't know if anyone's ever seen those or heard about that show where it's like, what would the earth look like after humanity is gone? It didn't take very long for Earth to recover. But the earth needs people, and the people need the earth. There is no one without the other. People are like, oh, well, people are the cause of all these problems. Yes, well, that might be true, but it's all a part of the divine plan. It's all a part of our path. These are all lessons that we've had to learn. These are deep soul lessons. Everybody's soul is here to become enlightened and to bring forth whatever life purpose you have. And that is your responsibility as a human to do. You have the right of free will as a human being. And you do get to choose whether or not you get to live that way. But I can tell you from personal experience and watching it and growing in it, that nothing will bring you true happiness, fulfillment, peace, love, unconditional love, like living your life purpose. That looks different for every single one of us, but we all have one. We're here for a reason. And anyone who is doing healing work, I mean, we most need people to start healing. This is an epidemic. It has been for a long time. Things are just getting worse and worse. And now it's affecting the outer world to the point where it's causing even more chaos and destruction. But from all destruction comes rebirth. This is an important message. People are freaking out. I get that. But guess what those energies are? Fear is false evidence appearing to be real. It comes from our root or our lower world. These are denser, lower energies. Everything has a purpose. We need to heal those lower, denser energies so we can raise the vibration, so we can become happier, so we can love unconditionally, so we can love ourselves, so we can love the earth, so we can bring it all back into peace and order. People think that it's too far gone, but it's not. All we need to do is just put a little bit of effort in. Tiny, fucking small amount. 40 minutes a day? 20 minutes, in 2 different occasions, maybe once in the morning, once in the evening? That's nothing. Even if you did that once a week, it would still make a huge difference, not only for yourself, but for everything. Look how the animals are reacting in this world right now. They're gathering and they're changing and they're doing things that we can't possibly even understand on a regular, normal level. Animals are healers too, and so are plants. Everyone can be a healer. You can heal yourself. Take your responsibility. Take your power back. What are you waiting for? I have a really hard time understanding people that aren't willing to do their own healing work, because I've watched how drug out and miserable people are. I've seen it in my own family. I've seen it in myself. I've seen it all around. It doesn't take much. Put a little effort in to yourself. This is all that the world is asking for. It's in dire need right now. I went to the grocery store the other night. And of course the shelves were empty, and we already all know this. That's fine. I'm eating mostly fresh foods and frozen fruits for shakes and things like this. I'm not worried about the stores or lack or anything like that. I've done a lot of healing work around it. What I am worried about is everybody that is worried. It's like the answer is right in front of you. It's that mirror, looking back at yourself. You are the answer. And the only thing we can do is share our experiences. And finally, I've had the balls to start sharing mine on videos. It has been quite a journey. But, you know, basically lower vibrational states involve things like foods that aren't good for you, depression, anxiety, fear, insecurities. Pretty much fear shows up in causes all sorts of different things, diseases. Look at this virus. What is fear causing? If like attracts like, fear is just begetting fear. It's causing more fear, which causes more lower vibrational feelings, which attracts more of that. And if that's what we're doing, I mean, who's to say that that's not what's spreading the virus? People are like, well, no, technically viruses contract through physical blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Everything's energy. That virus is an energy. Who's to say we're not manifesting it in these different parts of the world at a fast rate? Because everybody's panicking. Because everyone's freaked out. I'm not trying to play this down, especially to the people that are affected. I'm just simply saying we need to heal right now. Badly. We have needed it for so long. We have so many generations and generations of traumas and genocides and war, and there's places that still are living in war. What do you think that does for the earth? Animals can feel and sense a lot of energy. All animals are reacting to us freaking out right now. Our energies are so strong with fear right now, and anxiety, and all these negative feelings that animals are reacting to it. House pets, dogs, cats, dolphins, frickin' locusts. Like, that is not coincidence. Dolphins are some of the most spiritual animals on the planet. They can communicate telepathically. They use sonar. They're a very amazing power animal. And they're gathering in groups to help heal, to try and offset our craziness. It's affecting them too. Things can't grow properly without an environment of love. If you don't take care of that plant, it's going to freaking die. It is no different. Our energies are emitting at a mass level of fear and panic and pain. What is that doing? It's making everything worse. It's the opposite of what we need to be doing. We need to be healing ourselves. You can do this so simply. Even on a small scale, that's still something. I first started out with listening to self-help books, trying to leave the oil field world. It eventually led me to realize, man, I have a lot of healing that I need to do. And so my journey began. Then when I started actually doing this work and seeing other people going through the same things, I started to realize, hey, I've noticed changes in myself. This really works. It can help. There's so much free information out there nowadays. There's no excuses. 100 years ago, you would have had to learn these types of things from gurus, people who are actually practicing in person. Now we have social media. And people are like, well, Wi-Fi is bad for you. Yes, Wi-Fi is bad for you. But what we do with sharing information is 10 times more powerful than that Wi-Fi and that 5G. It's the power of intent. If you think healing thoughts, you're going to get more healing thoughts. Put on happy music. Right now, I've been feeling so much energy within myself just from healing, and good energy. I was a little bit thrown off because when I went to Walmart the other day and I seen those empty shelves, I was a happy person walking in that store, knowing that there's so many other things going on right now and people are all just blind to it. Walked into that store and I actually felt anxiety for the first time in years, like an overwhelming feeling of it. There was pretty much nobody in that store. Maybe 30 people. The shelves were empty. The only foods that were left on the shelves were vegan foods and fresh veggies and fruits. What does that say? Those types of foods are higher vibrational foods. People are panic buying canned goods. Not that there's anything wrong with canned goods. There are some good things from cans. But I'm like, this is interesting. Everybody's living in fear and panic and, even anger. And I'm feeling it physically. I physically felt it in my heart and in my gut and anxiety. And none of it was mine. It was all from the energy that was in that place. That's intense. That's really deep. Wow, like I came out of that store and it was just the weirdest experience I've ever felt in my life, going shopping. Eat healthier foods, people. I've seen so many people post that they're drinking, which is fine. But that's also bringing your lower vibrational state down. It's a depressant. I was a heavy drinker and partier for years. So I don't have anything against that, or I'm not trying to offend anybody. But I'm just saying, isn't it interesting? The first thing that people go and do after they get, laid off is, hey, let's go and party during this mass chaos. Personally, I noticed with my own self that if I drank and I was in a crowd, my emotions would be pulled with the crowd's emotions. If the crowd got angry, I felt myself getting angry. And I knew that long before I ever got into healing. So if that's what's happening already without me even drinking, how do you think drinking is going to affect you? It's going to make things feel worse, especially if you're hungover. I totally understand socializing and being with friends and having a good time. We need that. We need that. We need to get together and have happy times during this. We need to be spreading love and healing and kindness. And meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. That's all the earth is asking of you. I truly believe we can accomplish that. I've personally spent days journeying. For years. And I'm happy about it. I sense the difference in myself now. In times like this, I'm really seeing it. This is the wake-up call. Earth, the universe, if you're not healing or raising your vibration or living your life's purpose, the universe is going to try and throw shit at you to course correct you until you get on your little path that you're meant to be on. And right now, it's happening to everybody globally. I think that's fucking amazing. B, obviously not how I want it to be happening. Nobody wants people to be dying. Nobody wants this. But what's going to come of it? People have to wake up. We need to change. I've posted something on my Facebook about the different densities and what they are. It's really great information. I'll share it again. You will start to see how this is in every aspect of our lives, whether we know it's happening or believe it's happening or not. If you read that, I promise you, you'll see, oh yeah, you know, these old structured systems like our government. Our government, you know, there's lots of conspiracy theories out right now. That's fine. But let's put it this way. What is the biggest picture here? Who could possibly benefit from this? To take this into a different perspective. So far, I don't see how anyone's really benefiting from this. Our government is probably going to be further into a deficit. Businesses are going to probably, some of them maybe even bankruptcy. This is a serious time over something that shouldn't have been so panicked and feared to the extent that it has. It is definitely an overreaction for sure to some of the things that have happened. Definitely, I'm not saying that the people that are affected don't have a right to be scared. That is fair. But to all the people that aren't going to be affected, or that have a very low chance, maybe you should think about helping the people that can or are affected by this, rather than freaking out and thinking only of yourselves. This is creating more trauma and more things that need to be healed. The only thing that we can do right now is come together and heal ourselves. We can do this in a mass scale. We can do mass meditations. They are so powerful. I've been a part of them. I've done them myself. That's pretty much all I can say. And I hope that anyone who knows that they need healing starts to think about it seriously. Because sickness doesn't just come from nowhere. It comes from a lower vibrational state, which is usually caused from traumas. And those traumas they could have been in your body, stored in your body somewhere since you were a child, since you were born. They could have been there from past lives or other lifetimes. The stuff is stored in the DNA. All I can say is I hope that we all heal together. And I hope we can make a big difference by doing this. And I hope that anyone who sees this video can please share it. And man, we need to wake the fuck up. Please. Like now. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Thank you for any shares. Thank you for the spirits that I work with and of the land. Thank you to the Mother Earth. Thank you for this divine universe and all of its plans. And I ask for blessings on all of you today. Thank you.